That moment when Wendy picked up those scissors, it wasn't just about a haircut. Hidden in the episode Dirt is a profound transformation that reveals why some parents hold their children back from truly living, and the beautiful moment when they realize what really matters. This single episode contains one of Bluey's most powerful messages about parenting, and most people completely missed it. The prison of perfection. Do you remember the opening scene of Dirt? While the Healer House shows the beautiful chaos of childhood, toys scattered everywhere, evidence of adventure and play, the camera pans to reveal the Chow Chow's pristine home. This visual contrast isn't accidental. It's showing us two different approaches to family life, and one of them is about to change forever. Inside their immaculate bathroom, we witness Wendy's elaborate routine with Judo. Shampoo, shampoo again, condition, rinse, rinse again, wide brush, fine brush, and dry. This isn't just good hygiene, it's a ritual that takes up precious time that could be spent on childhood wonder and play. When Judo asks if it takes a long time to do her hair, Wendy's response reveals everything about their family's values. She explains that it's important because they're Chow Chows, known for their long, lovely coats. But then comes the moment that changes everything. Wendy's quiet confession that sometimes she wishes they weren't. That single line exposes the truth behind perfectionism. Wendy isn't maintaining these standards because she enjoys them. She's trapped by them, just like her daughter. The moment everything changed. When that dump truck arrives with its mountain of dirt, everything shifts. Bluey and Bingo's joyful cry of excitement represents pure childhood bliss, the kind of uninhibited play that Judo watches longingly from her window. This is the moment when Wendy realizes what her daughter is missing. Judo's eager question about playing with Bluey, followed by Wendy's automatic response about not getting dirty, shows how deeply ingrained these limitations have become. But watch Wendy's face in this scene. You can see the conflict beginning to build as she recognizes the impossible position she's put her daughter in. The episode brilliantly shows us Judo's attempts to participate while staying clean. The sled ride, the protective gear, the cautious observation from the sidelines. Each attempt becomes more desperate and less successful, highlighting how artificial barriers prevent authentic connection and joy. The protective gear metaphor. When Bluey and Bingo outfit Judo in a welding helmet, apron, rubber gloves, shin guards, and gum boots, they're creating a visual metaphor for how we sometimes armor our children against life's messiness. Judo can barely move, let alone play authentically. Her frustrated admission that it's hard to run in all the protective equipment speaks to every child who's been overprotected. The gear works, she doesn't get dirty, but she also can't fully participate in the joy and connection she's seeking. This scene asks a crucial question. What's the point of staying clean if it prevents you from truly living? Wendy's internal struggle. The kitchen scene where Wendy struggles with the overhead light while constantly blowing hair out of her eyes is masterful storytelling. Her physical frustration mirrors her emotional state. She's literally fighting against her own hair, just as she's fighting against the limitations she's created for her family. When Judo asks why she can't get dirty, Wendy's explanation reveals the practical trap they're caught in. She explains that their long hair takes so long to clean that it's easier to avoid getting dirty in the first place. This logic sounds reasonable, but it's actually a prison of convenience that's robbing her daughter of childhood joy. The transformation begins. The turning point comes when Wendy watches Bluey and Bingo's uninhibited play in the mud. Bandit's simple game of alternating between dirty and clean while spraying them with the hose shows how easily mess can be cleaned up when we're not afraid of it. Bandit's comment about Wendy going nuts when he sees her cutting her hair captures the community's surprise. But Wendy hasn't gone crazy. She's gone sane. She's choosing her daughter's happiness over social expectations. The power of leading by example. Wendy's decision to cut her own hair first is brilliant parenting. She doesn't just tell Judo it's okay to get messy, she shows her by taking the first step. This act of courage gives Judo permission to make the same choice. The montage of Wendy trimming her fur demonstrates her commitment to this change. She's not just getting a haircut, she's shedding the physical manifestation of her perfectionism. When she comments on how light it feels, she's talking about more than just her hair. She's describing the freedom that comes from letting go of impossible standards. Judo's liberation. When Judo emerges with her new short haircut and runs toward the dirt pile, it's one of the most triumphant moments in the entire series. Bluey and Bingo's excited reaction celebrates her transformation from constrained to free. The following montage shows Judo experiencing everything she'd been missing. Making mud angels, having her hair shampooed with mud, rolling through patches of dirt with abandon. These aren't just play activities, they're acts of pure joy that had been forbidden before. The deeper message about parenting. The episode's final scene between Wendy and Bandit on the front steps contains the episode's most profound moment. When Bandit asks what brought on her transformation, Wendy watches Judo slide down the mud pile with pure joy and simply explains that it was time for a change. This isn't just about hair or dirt, it's about recognizing when our protective instincts become limiting beliefs. Wendy realized that her desire to keep Judo clean and perfect was actually keeping her from experiencing the messy, beautiful reality of childhood. The symbolism of dirt. Throughout the episode, dirt serves as a metaphor for authentic living. It's messy, it's temporary, and it can be cleaned up. But the joy, connection, and memories created through messy play are permanent and irreplaceable. The contrast between the healer's toy-strewn yard and the Chow Chow's pristine home at the beginning shows two different value systems. By the end, both families have found a balance between care and freedom. Breaking generational patterns. Wendy's transformation represents something even deeper. The courage to break generational patterns. As a Chow Chow, she was raised to maintain certain standards, to prioritize appearance over experience. But watching her daughter's longing for authentic play helped her realize that some traditions need to be questioned. Her willingness to literally cut away the physical symbol of these expectations shows incredible strength. She's not just changing her appearance, she's changing her family's future. The real makeover. The episode's title focuses on the physical makeover, but the real transformation is emotional and psychological. Wendy's journey from perfectionist parent to one who prioritizes joy over cleanliness mirrors the growth many parents experience when they realize their protective instincts have become barriers. Judo's makeover is equally profound, from a child constrained by artificial limitations to one free to explore, connect, and play authentically. Her physical transformation enables an emotional liberation that will serve her throughout her life. The community response. Bandit's initial reaction represents how communities often respond to parents who break conventional expectations. But his later appreciation of her new look shows how authentic choices often inspire respect rather than judgment. The episode suggests that what initially appears crazy to others might actually be the sanest choice for your family's happiness and well-being. The ongoing journey. While the episode ends with celebration, it also acknowledges that change is ongoing. Wendy's final line about it being time for a change suggests that growth requires constant reevaluation of our priorities and choices. The episode doesn't suggest that all standards should be abandoned, but rather that we should regularly examine whether our rules serve our children's well-being or simply our own comfort with control. Hidden details we missed. Looking back at the episode with fresh eyes, countless details take on new meaning. The way Wendy constantly has to blow hair out of her eyes while doing household tasks shows how her perfectionism was literally getting in the way of daily life. The protective gear scene becomes even more poignant when you realize it represents every parent who's ever tried to let their child experience life while keeping them completely safe from consequences. It's impossible, and it prevents authentic growth. Even the truck driver's brief appearance represents the outside world, messy, practical, and unconcerned with the pristine standards that had been governing the Chow Chow's lives. The bathroom routine revelation. That opening bathroom scene wasn't just showing us their daily routine, it was showing us a prison of perfectionism. The elaborate process of shampoo. Shampoo again, condition, rinse again, wide brush, fine brush, and dry represents the exhausting maintenance required to meet impossible standards. When Judo asks if she's almost finished, you can hear the weariness in her voice. This child has been spending significant portions of her day maintaining an appearance that prevents her from truly living. The sacrifice of spontaneity. Throughout the episode, we see how the Chow Chow's focus on cleanliness has eliminated spontaneity from their lives. While Bluey and Bingo can see dirt and immediately dive in, Judo must ask permission, consider consequences, and find workarounds. This represents what happens to childhood when it's overregulated. The magic of spontaneous play, the foundation of creativity and joy, gets lost in the pursuit of control and perfection. Wendy's transformation isn't just about cutting hair, it's about cutting away the weight of expectations. When she mentions that sometimes she wishes they weren't Chow Chows, she's expressing the exhaustion that comes from maintaining standards that don't serve happiness. Have you noticed other moments in Bluey where parents had to choose between convenience and their children's authentic joy? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives.